What's going on YouTube? What's going on Instagram, Facebook, all platforms? It's another episode of Big Pat Sports Talk. You know, I'm a Giants fan, but we're going to do it a little bit different today. Just a subject that's been on my mind, man, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Who is going to win the AFC West in 2022? The wild AFC West. As you can see, these are the quarterbacks that are all in one division. You got Justin Herbert with the Chargers. You got Derek Carr with the Raiders. You got Russell, last name Wilson, now with the Broncos. And you know you got Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Been to 2 Super Bowls, been in the last 4 AFC championship games. And I just want to talk about what these teams have done, man. What these teams have done. The Chargers, let's start off with the Superchargers. That's Los Angeles Superchargers. They brought on Khalil Mack. They brought J.C. Jackson. They fixed that defense. The offense was already good. You got one of the most up-and-coming quarterbacks in the league. You got Keenan Allen. You got Cook. I mean, you got a lot of people over there with the Chargers. And if Austin Eckler can stay healthy, they got a good running game. They got a good offensive line, drafting Slater last year. I know they're probably going to draft some more offensive linemen this year. And the Chargers were one game away from going into the playoffs last year. And this team looks like, on paper, now this is just paper, but these teams look this team looks absolutely dominant, and they look like they can be dominant. You got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack coming off the edge. Their linebackers have been playing good. Hopefully Murray from Oklahoma can show up and do something for them this year. Their DBs are good. They just signed J.C. Jackson to go with a good defensive backfield. Their safeties are good. Their offense is tops in the league. And this team was up and coming already, and then they just added piece after piece after piece in the offseason to fix that defense. So now you're going to be facing a team that can put up points and also shut you down. So the Chargers, man, they're looking very good, man, just the moves that they've made this offseason. And I'm going to be real with you. I think the Chargers are going to be a heck of a team to play this year. You got to bring your A game to beat them, because if you don't, you will go home with an L. I'm just telling you. Next, we're going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders, man, come on. They just got Devontae Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got Darren Waller. You got Josh Jacobs. Derek Carr is balling over there. He's a better quarterback than people gave him credit for. He's now showing it. The offensive line needs a little bit of help. I think they wasted a pick with Alex Leatherwood last year in the first round. I didn't understand that pick, but they under a new regime. They're under new coaching. Josh McDaniels is the new head coach over there. Can he change the way that his coaching was previously? I think he was the coach of the Broncos, if I'm not mistaken, and he did pretty bad over there. But let's see what he could do this year. Then they added Chandler Jones. Signed Max Crosby to a bigger deal. The defense was already good. Jonathan Abrams, if he can stay healthy. The defense is good. The linebackers are good. Like, man, this team here looks like they can be dominant. Now you add Devontae Adams with Hunter Renfrow and Waller. With their other weapons, now those other weapons who are complementary pieces, who are not number ones, you got a true number one over there, and Carr and Adams already have rapport over there. He wanted to go play with Derek Carr. I'm sorry. And I just think that this team can put up points and can shut you down. I mean, man, it's crazy, man, over there in the West, man. I think the Raiders have greatly improved. I think the Chargers have greatly improved. I'm just going to come out here and say it, man. I think these two teams battle it out, man. I think they battle it out for the number one team out there in the AFC West. And the Chargers and the Raiders have definitely upgraded the most, probably this offseason. Not going to lie to you. And now we're going to get to the Broncos, who gave up the farm for Russell Wilson. They gave him Noah Fant, Drew Lock, another player, 2 first-round picks, I think 2 second-round picks to get Russell Wilson over there. But Russell Wilson, you got Cortland Sutton, you got Jerry Jeudy. You got a good offensive line. You got a good running game with Williams and Melvin Gordon's a free agent now, but you got a good running game over there with the Broncos. You got a very good defense over there with the Broncos. 2 of the top corners coming up in the league. Patrick Surtain, the second, is absolutely balling over there. You got the safety. I forget his name. I always forget his name, but he's very good. One of the top safeties in the league. The linebackers are good. Bradley Chubb stays healthy. They got a good pass rush. Good run defense. This is a team that can also probably put up points and maybe shut you down on defense as well. Man, these teams out here in the AFC West are absolutely loaded. And this division has 4 of the top quarterbacks in the league. So the Broncos have done very well for themselves this offseason too, and they've gotten a lot better. And they're going to challenge for the top seed over there in the AFC West as well. And let's see what Russell Wilson does this year. Let's see if Russell bounces back. Let's see if he's in a better situation. Let's see if he's happy. I don't think he was happy over there with Seattle because of the things that were going on. They never got any offensive linemen for him, but now he's playing behind a team that has a good offensive line that can let him cook. Let's see how he builds rapport with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy coming from DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Let's see what they do over there. And I do believe they will target a tight end in this draft to replace Noah Fant. But let's see if that trade was worth it. I think it is worth it in the long run. I think Russell Wilson has a good 4 to 5 years left in him if he's playing at the top caliber. So we'll see what the Broncos can do. I definitely believe they have a very good chance of winning the AFC West as well. Not going to lie to you. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they lost Tyreek Hill. That's a major blow to them. Let's see if McCole Hardman can step up and fill that role Tyreek Hill had. They still got Kelsey. They still got a good offensive line. They still got their running backs. They still have Patrick Mahomes. And, hey, in a lot of cases, that's good enough. As long as that offensive line can block, Patrick Mahomes can make some things happen. They need some defensive back help. Hopefully, they were in talks with us about James Bradbury, but it's come out that they're not in talks with us anymore. So look for the Chiefs to draft heavy defense in this upcoming draft. And believe it or not, I believe the Chiefs have done the least in the AFC West. I think they actually lost a little bit of firepower, and that can hurt them in this AFC West this year, man. This AFC West is absolutely loaded. It's absolutely loaded, man. And each one of these teams can wind up winning the AFC West. I'm not going to lie to you. All of them have high-powered offenses. 3 of the teams have very good defenses. The Chiefs are going to have to work on themselves on defense this year, but if they get some good draft picks and they gel together, if their defense plays decent, they're still going to be in the hunt. My pecking order for the AFC West this year, I think coming in 4th place, you guys are going to might not like the list too much, but I think coming in 4th place, I got the Broncos coming in 4th place. I got them about a 9-8, 10-17. Reason why I think they're going to have to take time to gel, and I have to see Russell Wilson get back to let Russ cook. If he could get back to let Russ cook, then maybe they can shock some people and win the AFC West. But I got them coming around 9-8 in a division because their division is so hard. I think they go about, I want to say about 2-4 in the division. They may beat the Chiefs once. They may beat the Raiders once. I think they get swept by the Chargers. I think the Chargers is just built to beat those guys. So I got them going around about 9-8. In 3rd place, I got the Chiefs. I think they're going to go around about 10-7. About 10-7. I say they go around about 10-7, 9-8 as well. I just think the Chiefs lost a little bit of firepower, and these teams have just gotten so much better that they may not be able to compete down the stretch. Now, I'm never going to count Patrick Mahomes out. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like I said, they've been to the last 4 AFC championships. You can't count out Andy Reid. They still got Eric Bieniemy calling the plays, so you can't count them out. But I got them coming in 3rd place this year. You guys let me know what you think about that. 2nd place, I got the Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to go around about 10-7, 11-6 as well. It's going to be up to Justin Herbert with the Chargers. I believe that defense is going to do what they need to do. It is if Justin Herbert is going to take that next step and become the elite of the elite. If he becomes the elite of the elite quarterbacks, look for the Chargers to run off a lot of victories, and not just this year, for years to come. With that defense that they built over there with the Chargers, it's all up to Justin Herbert to get this offense in the end zone, put up points, and let that defense stop people from putting up points. It sounds simple because it is simple. If that defense is balling the way they're supposed to be balling, there's no reason why Justin Herbert and the Chargers cannot win 11 to 12 to 13 games at least. Because that offense is built to score points, and, man, that defense, man, I just think that's going to be one of the top defenses in this league. Long as Khalil Mack stays healthy, long as Joey Bosa stays healthy, I think they do, man, I think they do very well out there, man. I'm not going to lie to you. And I got the Raiders winning the division, folks. I got the Raiders winning the division. With Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Waller, Hunter Renfrow, a way better offensive line than previously, and their defense is their defense. Signing Chandler Jones to pair with Max Crosby. And the Raiders last year, man, I think they have the momentum in this division. I'll be honest with you. I think they had the momentum in this division. They did have the playoff loss to the Bengals in the AFC wild card. I understand that, but I think the Raiders had the momentum in this division. I think they're going to take it and run with it. I got the Raiders winning 12 games at least next year. Reason why, Devontae Adams has something to prove. Can you still be that dude without Aaron Rodgers? Derek Carr, he has something to prove. Everybody's still doubting him. Everybody's still treating him like he's a second-rate quarterback. And I think he's way better than that. I think he can become elite now that he has an official number 1 weapon. Darren Waller has something to prove. He's coming off an injury-riddled season. He wants to go out there and prove he's the best tight end. Hunter Renfrow has always played with a chip on his shoulder. So he's going to bring it. Josh Jacobs, he has something to prove. He has something to prove that he can be at the upper echelon of running backs this year. And that Las Vegas Raiders defense has always been pretty good. And they have a lot of guys out there that just play with a high motor. They don't stop. So I think with a combination of that, a combination of guys that are playing with chips on their shoulders, a combination of guys who has something to prove, and not to mention their coach has something to prove. Their head coach has something to prove. He has to prove that he's just not a Belichick disciple and that he knows what he's doing. So a team like that, if they put it together, a team like that with that many chips on their shoulders and that much to prove can be very, very dangerous. It can be very dangerous or it could be very bad. And what I mean by that is if they go out there and play with them chips on the shoulders and they don't bring that to every game like it's their last, and they start to doubt themselves, then yeah, they can falter. It can blow up all in their face. But I just think they have the right pieces around. I think they have the right leadership in that locker room. I believe they have the right people who want to win. Because Chandler Jones, he has something to prove, man. He wanted to get paid, never got paid by the Cardinals, and winds up getting paid with the Raiders, and now he has something to prove. Max Crosby, low-round draft pick. He always playing with a chip on his shoulder. He always feels he has something to prove. And I think this team, man, they put it together and put all that energy into winning football games. A head coach that could put all his energy into winning football games and come over there and design a system to let Devontae Adams, Renfrow, Waller, Zay Jones, what's the kid from South Carolina, Braylon Edwards, man, it's man, Josh Jacobs running the ball. So you could do a power run game, or you can air it out over there with the Raiders, man. I just think them Raiders this year are gonna shock the world. I'm not saying they're gonna win a Super Bowl or anything, but I do believe they're gonna win that AFC West, and I think they're gonna win 12 games at least. At least. Because if they can win, I think they won, what, 10 last year? If they can win 10 last year with the pieces that they put around them this year, I can see them winning 2 to 3 more games at least. And, man, that team is just dynamite, though. But, man, this AFC West, man, is going to be the wild, wild West. This is one of the best divisions I've seen in a very long time. Every team in that division has a quarterback that it has playoff experience. Well, I don't think Justin Herbert has playoff experience, but he's up and coming. Derek Carr has playoff experience. Russell Wilson's been to 2 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes has been to 2 Super Bowls. Those 2 guys definitely will be Hall of Famers. And this division has 4 teams that can have one of the best offenses in the league. And they have 3 teams that can have one of the best defenses in the league. So you're looking at 3 teams that can have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. And the 4th team can have a top 5 offense for sure. So we're going to see, man. We're going to see. Is it going to come down to coaching? Is it going to come down to coaching? If it comes down to coaching, you know the Chiefs have the advantage when it comes down to coaching. Is it going to come down to heart, to motivation, to energy? If it comes down to that, you know the Raiders got that. It's going to come down to quarterback play. I think the Chiefs and the Broncos have an advantage at that. It's going to come down to defense. I think the Raiders and the Chargers have an advantage at that. It's going to come down to a quarterback and receiver combination. I think the Raiders have the advantage at that with Carr and Devontae Adams. I believe that's the best connection, followed by Herbert and Keenan Allen. Then Mahomes to Kelsey. Because of the loss of Tyreek Hill, I think that takes a little dip. And Russell Wilson, I mean, they're no joke over there either with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. If they can stay healthy, they could be a problem. It's going to come down to the running game. If it comes down to the running game, I think the Broncos and the Raiders have the advantage. Austin Eckler can't stay healthy, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire can't stay healthy. So Josh Jacobs and Williams over there with the Broncos, I think they have the advantage there. Is it going to come down to offensive line play? If it comes down to offensive line play, I think the Broncos have the advantage, then followed by the Chargers, then the Chiefs, then the Raiders. Is it going to come down to scheme? If it comes down to scheme, you know Andy Reid's top at that. Followed by the Chargers, the Broncos, and I have to wait and see what Josh McDaniels brings up with the Raiders. I mean, man, it's a lot of factors, man. All these teams have good owners. All these teams have good GMs that want to win. Now, let me see, John Elway over there with the Broncos. I think he's on his last leg, and that's why I think he made the trade for Russell Wilson. I think he has to make the playoffs or make a deep run in the playoffs, or he may be fired. So who knows? Maybe this is an all-out move, and hopefully, maybe it works out for him. And, man, it just comes down, man, it's like, man, this division is ridiculous, bro. Who is going to win the wild, wild AFC West? Who's going to win the AFC West, man? I got the Raiders. Chat, y'all let me know exactly who y'all think is going to win the AFC West. Put some comments in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to win the AFC West and why. I'm definitely going to enjoy chatting with you guys with this video. This has been Big Pat Sports Talk, and this subject was just on my mind, and I finally decided to just make a video about it so I could put it out there to people. But y'all hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want to talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk, hit that join button, man, and stand out above the rest and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk, because you know I'm gonna talk my talk no matter what you thought. But that was my answer to win the AFC West. I got the Las Vegas Raiders. Got a slight edge over the comp over there in the AFC West, but I do give it to the Raiders. I think they take it, and I think they make a deep playoff push. Not sure they can make it to the Super Bowl, but I definitely believe they make a good playoff push. And until the next episode, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.